Hello everyone, it's Helen here with Helen. Thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to touch on something that I believe to be very important. Yesterday I spent half the day with a loved one up at the hospital who was getting a gastric emptying study to check to see if they have gastroparesis. If you are somebody who suffers with severe acid reflux, gastroparesis could be the cause. Not always, but it could be. So if you've tried everything possible, if you've tried Pepto, Tums, Rolaids, Gas-X, Pepcid AC, Nexium 20 milligrams over the counter, and then maybe prescription PPIs, and you are getting no relief and you have no answers, this might be the time to suggest to your doctor to get a gastric emptying study. Some doctors automatically order that for you, but some don't. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me on my channel, on my acid reflux videos, and they have symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, bloating, stomach pain, acid reflux, and they've said they've tried every single thing. And then I go to ask them, have you had a gastric emptying study? And they're always like, no. Well, that could be the underlying cause. The only way to see if you have gastroparesis is you're going to have to get tested. Your doctor will either do an upper GI and they'll go in and they may see food that is undigested. That was the case for my loved one. They went in about a year ago, got into the stomach, and they seen a stomach full of food. In fact, they were like, how many hours ago did this person eat? Like 1 hour ago? I'm like, no, the day before at like 4 o'clock. So it's like the food should have been completely digested. They had to intubate him because the stomach was full of food. And so therefore they're like, ooh, we think we're dealing with gastroparesis. There are a lot of different causes of gastroparesis. So you're going to want to do your homework and see what it could be. And your doctor will also inform you on some of those different things. And there are a couple different surgical procedures for gastroparesis now, which wasn't always the case. There is no cure for gastroparesis. They do have medication. However, the medication can sometimes cause long-term side effects, and usually your doctor will tell you that. In fact, I think there's only a couple medications out there for gastroparesis, and I know there's a couple other ones, but they're in foreign countries, and they're not even legalized here in the US. And so you have to be extremely careful when taking those types of medications. Usually lifestyle modifications will be the number one thing you're going to want to do. You're going to want to get with a dietitian and they will give you a gastroparesis diet. And there's different stages that you can probably fluctuate in between. There's like a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, where you go from drinking like liquids to soft foods and maybe a little bit more food with substance. A dietitian will be able to map that out for you completely. But now they also have surgical procedures for gastroparesis. And so one is called the GPOM, which is one that my loved one may be getting if the tests come in where we're thinking they might. And so that one sounds like it's a minimally invasive surgery, but surgery is still surgery. And I'm sure there are still side effects. So you're going to want to do your homework. And it is relatively new. However, it sounds like a lot of people are getting a lot of relief from this particular procedure. And then there's also called a pyloroplasty, which seems to have maybe a few more side effects. However, it's still a surgical option instead of being on medication for the rest of your life. So there are options. There is relief. A lot of the time, some people will just choose to just do diet modifications and then hope for the best and just continue to live a long life doing that, which is what I would obviously recommend if you're able. But if you're unable, it's good to know that there's still things out there. So if you are somebody who is suffering from severe acid reflux, stomach cramps, stomach pain, nausea, bloating, can't get it figured out, your doctor can't get it figured out, ask them to order a gastric emptying study so that they can check and see how the food is digesting, if it's emptying out of the stomach, and they will also check fluids to see how fast that is emptying the stomach as well. There is a 2-hour procedure, and there's also a 4-hour procedure that I know of. There may even be more than that. I've done the 2-hour procedure personally and the 4-hour procedure personally as well. And so either or. The 2-hour procedure one that they do here in our town of Casper, Wyoming, the city of Casper, is they lay you down for 2 hours after eating some eggs, some toast, and some juice, and then they watch the food go down and see how it digests. It's an easy breezy procedure. You just lay there. You may get a little bit of acid reflux if you're an acid reflux sufferer, because obviously you're eating food and you're going to lay flat for 2 hours. I've had the 4-hour one done in Denver, Colorado. That one's a little more real time, I believe, because it's a little more realistic as well, because you eat the same thing. You eat the eggs and the bread and the juice. But then for 4 hours, you get to sit up, you can kind of walk around, but every hour they snap a picture to see how fast the food is going down and how fast it's digesting. And so depending on where you live will probably depend on the procedure you get to have. Yesterday, my loved one, we're obviously here in Casper, Wyoming, so they had to do the 2-hour one, but hopefully we'll get some answers and we will see. But it's just something that I wanted to point out to you guys because I feel like so often it's missed. And a lot of the times, like I said, doctors will get it right away and they'll be like, we're going to order this particular test, but sometimes it could take a year, 2 years, 3 years. I've talked to people in my own personal experience where it's just like 3 years later, it's like, let's do this test. Where it's just like, okay, that's probably a contributing factor. And that way you can start dealing with it appropriately. So anyways, I hope this helps somebody and have a great day. Bye.